A well-known fact about Yu-Gi-Oh players is that we hate each other, and it's mainly due to the different JPEGs of cardboard that we like to use. Those that like to spend 5 minutes synchro jerking themselves to build a board state are hated by the glue eaters that have to take half a minute looking at the background that they just set anytime the game allows them to. There's also the people that like to swing their dick around to beat over anything that comes to them just to be met with a giant wall that says no Yu-Gi-Oh on it. Today I'm going to classify the decks you've come to be familiar with in Master Duel into objectively correct categories. Please note that any other information you have heard before or will ever hear after will likely be some copycat plagiarizing my long, hard, dedicated research. So grab a chair, get comfy, and start taking notes as I introduce you to Combo, Aggro, Control, and Stun. Combo decks go through long chains of effects with the goal of establishing a board that your opponent cannot shoot through to play the game. Decks like Synchron, Virtual World, Bird Up, and Drytron are decks that accomplish this goal. Each of them have their own unique boss monsters that are meant to prevent the opponent, the victim from playing the game. Herald of Ultimateness, Shen Shen, Utopic Draco Future, Appaloosa, and Savage Dragon are all considered the bullshit that you have to play through just to find your sense of childhood wonder again. However, just because they're big, scary, and pink doesn't mean that they're unbeatable. A lot of these decks need cards in their hand or graveyard to do anything, so Droll and Lockbird and D-Shifter will usually discourage them from bullying you. If you don't think that those are powerful enough, perhaps you should invest in some Forbidden Drip. However, if you want to defeat a combo player emotionally, just remind them that the average lifespan for a human is 72.6 years. Aggro decks can be considered a variant of combo decks. The difference lies in the fact that they don't need to set up an end board to finish the game. They have big dick energy and are willing to swing that pendulum in every direction. Dinosaur, Blue Eyes, Thunder Dragon, and Dragon Maid all have the bodies at their disposal to nuke the state of Ohio. Their big numbers or massive board clearing power allows them to wipe the floor faster than a high school dropout in boot camp. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, Numeron Dragon, Titan, and Shiar are your escorts to God himself. To prevent yourself from becoming past tense, you have to stop them from summoning such large bodies. Solemn Judgment and Solemn Strike are both great methods of protecting yourself. There are even some cheaper tools such as Compulsory Ejaculation Device or Threatening Roar. Hey Tonrep, those all sound like traps, and yes, they are, which is a great segue into the next segment of our video. Control. Control decks slow down the pace of the game state to suit their needs using spells, traps, and monsters. Subterror, Sky Striker, Dark Magician, and Zombies all have tools at their disposal for you to play their game, and the name of the game is the School Zone. If you attempt to tread that line, they will enact justice upon your law-breaking self. They have tools at their disposal such as Tikaboo, Widow Anchor, Gozen Match, and Zombie Warudo. If you're not a control player, then you likely have the brain cells to figure out that these laws are not binding, so a simple Lightning Storm or Harpy's Feather Duster can usually break them down easy. Also, if it doesn't harm you, consider running Royal Decree or Imperial Order, as it will break their kneecaps. However, if you want to defeat a control player emotionally, just remind them that the average IQ for a human is between 85 to 115. Stun decks are what happens whenever trap cards and floodgates become a religion for Yu-Gi-Oh players. Eldritch, True Draco, Monarch, and Altergeist all have began to pray to the Lord of Traps. Those that trespass upon this holy ground are put in the waiting room forever. Being the inbred cousin of control decks, they abuse floodgates harder than anyone else. Skill Drain, the Monarch's Erupt, Inspector Gadget, and Summon Limit are all tools used to eradicate fun from the world. Since these types of decks mainly focus on back row, Cosmic Cyclone, Evenly Matched, and other similar removal take away the foundation of a seemingly powerful structure. Now that you have a better understanding of how each deck is classified, you can better prepare yourself for each format. The top decks define what type of format we're in, so play with your ratios depending on how often you run into Eldritch as of now. If you find them on the decline, then you're now permitted to exhale. However, if you see an increased sighting of birds, just wait it out and laugh whenever their board is broken by one drippy boy. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on competitive JPEG usage. My name is Tonrep, and thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to achieve Nirvana summoning Rainbow Neos, and hopefully I'll see you soon.